Happy Black History Month. How thoughtful of the government to give us the shortest month of the year.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I'm not gonna lie, giving us the shortest month of the year got me hot. But I'm cool because of a black man. See, the portable air conditioning unit was invented by Frederick McKinley Jones between 1919 and 1945. Mr. Jones patented more than 60 inventions, with 40 of them patents in refrigeration. But how did he come up with the portable AC? Well, picture this. It's a scorching hot day in the South, the kind of heat that will make you want to smack your mother.
Hey, mama, what the hell you want with me?
See, Mr. Jones is sweating, probably cursing a little too. Listen, inventing ain't easy, but after some trial and error, he does it. He creates the first ever portable air conditioning unit. And let me tell you, it was a game changer. Honestly, I heard he did it just to impress Mrs. Jones. And y'all know Mrs. Jones. Baby, I'm Mrs. Jones.
Stop it. Get some help.
So the next exceptional inventor is responsible for the light. And no, I'm not talking about Black Jesus either. I'm talking about Lewis Howard, Letterman. Technically, he didn't invent the light bulb, but seeing how Americans are still teaching kids that Christopher Columbus discovered America, I don't think Thomas Edison will mind the fact that we giving Mr. Letterman all of the credit.
That's terrible.
So here's what happened. Thomas Edison was busy failing at life before he met Mr. Letterman. What? It's my story. I'm gonna tell it the way I want to. Besides, there were other people before Thomas Edison who also attempted to create the light bulb. But technically, history books give Thomas Edison credit for inventing the light bulb. But here's the thing, it only lasted a few days before burning out, making it inconvenient and unreliable. See, Thomas Edison had failed about 2,774 times before Mr. Letterman came by and saved the century. And I'm not exaggerating, that's what I read. And I'm wondering, who was counting all the way up to 2,774? But anyways, Mr. Letterman invented a cardboard casing that prevented the light bulb from burning out. You probably wouldn't have heard about Thomas Edison, but now that I think about it, you heard about Christopher Columbus, so I'm probably wrong. Now this third black inventor caught me by surprise. You see, last year, I bought one of these inventions, so when my wife pisses me off, she has somewhere to sleep.
Why the fuck you lying?
This invention is the folding bed, and I know what you're thinking. Why do I have a folding bed? Well, it's simple. We use my studio also as a guest room. And no, you can't be a guest unless you subscribe to my channel. Anyways, the folding bed, aka the hideaway bed, was invented by Sarah E. Goods. When not functioning as a bed, this invention could easily be used as a desk because there were small compartments for storing stuff. Now, this was ideal for urban apartments of Chicago, where living spaces was shared and limited. And seeing how I live in New York, where a studio apartment can cost you $2,500, an exceptional invention like this is very useful. So here's some fun facts about Mrs. Good. She was born into slavery in 1850 and moved to Chicago after the Civil War, where she opened a furniture store and invented the hideaway bed. Miss Good was the first black woman to receive a U.S. patent, which happened in 1885. It's safe to say Mrs. Good had the goods.
What do you mean by that?
Honestly, I don't know what I mean by that. But the fourth invention, I'm hoping you already know. It's the traffic light, invented by Mr. Garrett Morgan. I know I would get along with Mr. Morgan because you see how I called Mr. Jones the Black Edison? Well, Mr. Morgan called himself the Black Edison in real life. I guess he had
Big ego, ha ha ha.
Mr. Morgan's first invention was the gas mask. Which in July of 1918, he used to save lives. See, there was a devastating fire at Lake Erie where he rescued trapped workers from a fire. Immediately after the news got out about these gas masks, everyone all over the United States wanted to buy them for the fire department until they found out, come closer, Mr. Jones was black.
Amazing. Yeah. Have you seen?
Then people stopped ordering the gas masks, which is crazy to me because if I had to choose between dying versus using one of those inventions from a darkie, yeah, that's a tough decision. But that never discovered Mr. Jones. While most people will never use a gas mask, except for me with multiple ones, most people will use the traffic light, which Mr. Jones created as well, after witnessing a car accident. Now, before I give you the fifth one, here are some honorable mentions. The clothes dryer, invented by George T. Sampson. The automatic elevator door, invented by Alexander Miles. The fire extinguisher was invented by Thomas J. Martin. And the fifth black inventor is Mark Dean. Now, Mr. Dean is the reason why I decided to do this Black Inventions video, because I had no idea that a black man helped invent the computer, and since I'm not as smart and I don't want to mess up explaining what he invented, we are fortunate that he is still alive and can discuss what he has patented himself.
PC patents that I worked on with the team actually came first. Most of them, I think the first few were on the color graphics adapter for the original PC. The ISA bus patents came second because the ISA bus was defined in the PCAT. And so most of the technology we developed to support the PCAT was integrated into the ISA bus definition, and those patents applied to that. The ISA bus was developed obviously back in the mid-80s to support the PCs at the time, IBM PCs at the time. We developed that bus to be expandable, so the systems could attach other devices, and it allowed the industry to build devices that would plug into the PC. So it essentially created an industry because we openly defined the bus. So it was the bus of choice for a long time, and it led to, I think its biggest contribution was it helped establish the industry. I mean, that if you had to point to one thing, it enabled the industry to build not only systems that were all identical and compatible, but adapters that were all the same for the same interface. So it created an opportunity for people to build stuff and make money, basically, and make a difference in people's lives. And so I kind of never stopped patenting. I always had interesting ideas that seemed to have never been done before.
Did you guys get that? I promise, I tried to listen to it 4 times and it still sounded like Spanish to me. All I know is when I press the on button on my MacBook, my screen comes on, and it comes on with color. And I think Mr. Dean has something to do with that. So thanks. Anyways, there were quite a few more inventions that I wanted to discuss, but I also didn't want to bore you to death. So I may do another video like this next year. So this is gonna be part 1. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.